This is Mike, NoStressMike.com. This is the day after my trip to San Cristobal, Mexico, and what it is on the way back, the shuttle I took on the way back had people from Australia, Argentina, Germany, and someplace else too. And so it was a complete different trip on the shuttle coming back than what it was going. Going, only one person could speak English, and they were from France, and English was very, very bad. This trip, coming back, they all spoke English, and whatever their native tongue was, and it was, so I had a chance to really do some talking. And like I say, what I learned was there's a big difference between a tourist and a traveler. And I would consider myself a traveler. I can go any place. I can survive under any circumstances. Any place means pretty much any place. And when I say most any circumstance, the thing is, because I'm gone for months at a time, and I make relationships, this is what makes me a traveler. A tourist, they got money in their pocket and they're looking to burn money, and they kind of like serve me type of attitude. These are the people you'll find on cruise ships. These are the kind of people you would find on in tourist traps, tourist areas, like I was at. That's where I went. Like I say, I don't normally go to these places, so it was a little bit odd to me. And so, but the thing was now I was associating with people that do go to these places. And the thing was, I noticed they have, and I talked about it in another video, when they have health issues, they're really scared. They really have problems. They're really concerned and all kinds of stuff. And it is. And that's the way a tourist would be. A tourist is the kind of person that would buy insurance, health insurance, when they're traveling. That would be a tourist. When you're a traveler, your attitude towards health is a whole lot different. Like I say, I'm particular on what I eat. I live a healthy lifestyle, so I don't get sick. You're still going to have problems like break a bone and accidents and stuff like that, and so you're still going to have problems. But as a traveler, you know how to deal with them, and how to deal with them is what I talked about. I've got gifts. I've got gold, silver. I've got things. I know how to negotiate and work with others, even when I'm in a spot like that. Now, I'm at a disadvantage compared to most people because I'm by myself. If I was with somebody, and if they were to break a leg or something like that, I could make sure that they're going to be okay. I'm not saying I'm going to reset it. I'm not saying I'm going to give them an operation. I could if I have to, because as a traveler, you learn to do what you need to do. But as a tourist, you don't. you expect others to serve you and take care of you, and you try to cover your bases. But at the same time, you're doing it on a limited time. And with a traveler, you're doing it more for a long term. Also, I noticed these tourists were hard to talk to. I'm not a sociable kind of guy, but I understand the necessity of knowing others and working with others. I know it's something that needs to be done, and tourists don't. So it was very difficult to, I can strike up a conversation, but trying to keep a conversation going. And I'm really not a sociable kind of guy. I'm more happy staying in my own environment and piss on everybody else. But I'm mature enough to realize the realities of life, and that is I need others. And besides that, I really need only one person, and that's why you see a lot of people traveling in pairs. But like I say, a lot of times when you're traveling in pairs, it's more difficult because you both have to be pleased on whatever it is, where you're going, what you're eating, going to the bathroom. I mentioned going to the bathroom. Well, maybe I did. But talking about that, we were on the way back. There was only 3 men. There was 9 of us total. 3, and with me would be 4. 4 men, and so it was 5 women. And like I say, they all could speak English. And I tell you, I know I get along with everybody. And I mean, men, women of all ages. And these were all, I think the oldest one was 30 years old also. And it was funny because it was hard to get along with them. And they didn't, it's funny because they didn't realize, well, the one from Argentina, she knew more or less what was going on around here. But the rest of them, really, it was the first time in a place like this. And it was the bathroom facilities. Sometimes you have a hole in the floor, so you need to squat and go to the bathroom. Most of the time, you will have a stool, no stool lid, just the stool part with, I have the lid coming down, that lid's gone, the part you sit on is gone, that's not there, just the stool itself. So these are things they weren't ready for. So these women, they come to these bathrooms and they say, well, what's the story? I tell them you're going to find a lot of that down here in Central America. And so I'm trying to be helpful to them, almost like a tour guide. Almost. Another thing you got to remember is I don't believe in equal rights. So I believe a man's a man's, a woman's a woman. I have manners. I display my manners. I use my manners. Women don't always know how to be a woman. And I noticed, and I say they were all young, and I guess this is something they don't teach young women, is how to be a woman. They want to be equal. The shuttle van that we're in, I would try to hold my hand to help them out of the van. Not one would put their hand out to let me help them out of the van. Every time we got in and out of the van, I would stand right next to the door ready to help them in and out. Not one time did anyone take my hand. I'm going to take it back. One man from Germany took my hand when it was coming out, and he told me thank you one time. And so it was funny. It was like that. They didn't want the help. I thought it was so funny. Everybody wanted to be so independent, And then another thing they didn't realize is I know the dangers of traveling around down here. and I was the last one in the van, and I always stayed next to the door, so I'd be the first one out. The driver was local, and so he realized the dangers. And at first, he didn't. He just thought it was just by the door. Later on, he figured out that I'm not like everybody else, and so then he realized it, and then he started. He didn't speak English, but he would talk to me a little more and be a little more thoughtful of me. And but anyway, it was funny because one time we were going, and the road was blocked. We had to take a detour. When you're robbed down here, that's one of the things they'll do, is they'll block the road, get the people off that they want, and then open the road back up again. And then now they're led off to no telling where, and no telling what's going to happen to you. And so that's what happened. We road was blocked. We turned off. The driver looked at me. I looked at him. We both knew something was coming up.